we heard some very kind of sobering examples of the challenges and obstacles faced by societies as they, now aim to be more resilient and more sustainable in their development. When is the right time to robustly engage on finding those solutions?
Well, we should have found them 15 years ago when we end up with the MDGs. So now there is another time frame, which is 2030 agenda, another 15 years. So it's not question of the time, because the time, I don't think it's timeable, that you can decide actually at what point we are going to reach a prosperous life. It's some countries have already reached it, if you go to Bhutan, and some other countries are behind. So it's a question more of understanding the philosophy of it, what we want to do with it, why we want to implement all these goals to reach this sustainable and resilient society. It's at the end of the day, it's each country has its national strategy. What we are trying to do at the UN is put that together and then come to us and show us not only the success that you had, but we want to focus on the challenges, on the problem, on the obstacles. And there is a feature that was what came out in this meeting was the voluntary national presentation. It's a voluntary national presentation of exactly the state of affairs of your state. So far, we had 48 countries. It's not good, it's not bad, because you know that in the United Nations there is 193 countries, but it's a very good start, because 48 is a little bit 1/3. And there are other tools to really measure the impact. And we talked a lot about the academic field, which is left on the side. That will be helpful. The Global Compact, the ICC. We have here, what was fantastic today is that you had so many, you had a composition of people who are at a deciding responsible level. So I think it's the first time we got that at CIFA, and I think we have to pursue this. All these suggestions were very pragmatic. We want to listen to them. We want to go further and to reach finally a date that you want to know.
Excellent. Something's interesting is happening, it seems to me, in the development process and then in forums like these. Business and government seem to start to, for the first time, want to learn each other's language, and they seem to be speaking to each other on that common language now. Is that your assessment, and what excitement do you get from that?
Well, we should not scream victory right away, because it's one step ahead, one step back. It's true that a few years ago, business, you couldn't even talk about business. I remember that when the Global Compact came into being, we were accused that the UN was for sale. I mean, it was extremely a bad beginning, but little by little, I think that they realized that all the goals, the objectives that the UN had, could not be achieved without the backup of the private sector. But it took a while. And also maybe because nobody was properly briefed. The private sector had no guidelines on how to come to government. And government saw the business as something bad, something that maybe is corrupt. So don't try it. Now it's different. It's different because, well, you heard the song, money is money. Where is the money? There is money. But we don't know where it is, we don't know how it's spent. We want to know more. We want to have measure. As you heard also at one point, we were realizing that there is no measurement, no system measuring exactly the impact. So if you don't give them assurances that it's okay, why do you want them to invest? You know, they don't have, you make it attractive, but not enough for them to jump.